Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, to my Keeping It Real Bass Fishing TV channel. Hi, I'm Scott Paysour. Glad you tuned in today. First time viewing, if you would please hit that subscribe button and notification bell as well. And if you like the video, I would always hit that like button for us. We appreciate everybody and all our support and followers. Today we're here in Alabama, up here in Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm at a pond down up. It's up here near one of the armories. Well, actually, part of the army is. It's not on the army base, but it's close to the army. And there's several ponds out here. There's one here, one across the street, and a couple down the road, and a bunch more out that way. I fished these two, and a few out there, and got more out here. I do want to go try to fish, see if I can find any fish in them. And that's what what I like to do today, is talk to you a little bit about pond fishing, because I got a lot of people ask me about this, because that's the reason why I even do this, is all for you guys. It's to help you guys be better anglers, catch larger bass, and catch them consistently. I do a lot of bank fishing on purpose. I do a lot of pond fishing, small reservoir fishing, if you will. I would you say, like private lakes and ponds and stuff of that nature. I do got I fish out of a kayak sometimes. I do have a boat I fish out of sometimes, but most of the time I look for areas where it ain't getting beaten to death. You guys want to know how I catch big bass and how I do it consistently? The number one thing is knowing where to go, and that's where nobody else will go or is going. Number two, knowing what kind of equipment to use and to have. Number three, what are the best lures and baits out there that's available today? For the ponds. Reservoirs are different than ponds. Ponds are different than those. A bass is a bass. They still going to eat, but they act and react differently. And I have found in these locations. So there's different lures and techniques for both places that work. I can't tell you what other guys do. They can tell you if you want to listen to what they got to say, but they always got something to sell you. But anyway, I'm here just to help us keep it real and catch some bigger bass and be consistent. And just wanted to jump on here today and let you know I'm out here figuring out some new areas, trying to locate some more large bass. I mean, we were right at we're in July the 5th. This is day after the 4th, and it has been a scorcher today, and it's still hot. The sun's just now getting down. You can see the sun. Whoops, wrong way. I'm sorry. Nope, wrong way again. You see over on the other side of the lake, the sun's still shining over there, and on the pond. And on this side, it's shady. Well, when you at a pond, there's a lot of things you want to try to look for. Bugs. That's another thing. Bring bug spray. Some off. I bring a fogger with me sometimes. It gets so bad. Galoshes sometimes you might need. But the conditions of the water always are a factor. This time of year, the water is obviously going to be a lot warmer. Fish are going to be more active. The shallower the water in that pond, the faster that water is going to warm up. And warm water, when it gets up in the 80s, even up towards 90 degrees, if a pond like this does get that warm, I just know when it gets up in the 70s and 80s, bass get sluggish, just like they do when it's cold. When the water gets cold, they get sluggish. They just don't feed aggressively all day long. They'll feed early in the morning, right before daylight or right after daylight, or they'll feed good late in the evening. And that's the reason why I'm here now. I head down in here, at about 6 o'clock, I headed here. I wanted to fish between now and it got dark, see if I could pick up some bass on top water. I caught some here the other week, on top water. I actually caught them on I was throwing a frog, yeah, and just throwing a frog consistently on the top. And there's a lot of other topwater lures. I'm throwing a frog now. Well, I will be. If you, that's the frog right there. Let me see if I can get that in your camera view. You see this? You can buy these at Walmart, any fishing tackle, Academy, Bass Pro, anywhere you can find them. There's all kind of frogs. I throw different ones. This one here has the open mouth, as you can see, and it acts like a poplar, so that when you're working it back, it bubbles the water like a poplar will, so it gives more sound and more action. I like to use that on this type of water because I really don't have any lay downs. I don't have a lot of grass or anything to throw this up against. So and these bass are going to be roaming in these ponds. You guys want to know this stuff. It's important. The bass, because there's really nothing here for them to hold to. There may be some stuff sunken that we don't see, but this pond here is probably ain't no more than 10 foot deep, if that, in the middle. And there ain't a lot in here. So a lot of times when you get on ponds, there ain't a lot of structure for them to, put their nose up against or hide under or hide around to try to put themselves in a position so that they can ambush prey to feed on. That's, and they just roam. Especially when you got sun beating on this thing all day and there's no shade, the fish are going to go as deep as they can and try to stay in that area to try to stay, in the cooler water where they can maneuver and seem to breathe better. And they'll wait till the shade gets up on the water and they'll move in those areas. That's why I'm not over there on the sunny side fishing. When I came in here today, I passed two guys down here fishing. They were fishing in a corner of a lake out in the broad daylight sun. I mean, no shade, not whatsoever. No structure, nothing, really no reason for them to be fishing that spot at all. In that sunshine like they were. And they told me they were probably new anglers, not really well experienced. And that's why I do this, is because I want to help you guys become better fishermen, better anglers, because knowledge is power. And the more you know, the better you be. Man perish without a vision and without knowledge. you just don't do well in life. And basically, if you're going to bass fish, I'm going to tell you, I've learned a lot and still got a lot to learn. I mean, I learned something new from every day, because I have a lot of buddies. I'm 55 years old and I got a lot of buddies still out here doing this that are older than me, and they learn new tricks and they'll tell me, or vice versa. It's just a matter of experience and time. So I want to help you guys. A lot of people want to throw worms, which is great. In this time of year, you can throw a worm. Worms are good. If you want to fish in a pond, do a Carolina rig, throw a Texas rig. You can throw some lightweight and maybe a Cinco or even some long worms work. Most of the time, my experience in ponds is purple or plum, grape. Those colors work really good. And in ponds, but you gotta fish it slow. And that's okay if you're at a pond and you got there's a lot of fish in there, and you're gonna catch, and they're there, and you walk up on the pond to fish that day, and they're not biting good, so the bite slow, and then it might be the way to catch them, to finesse, throwing a worm, Carolina rigging, Texas rigging, jigging, might be. But if you're on a pond and you never really fished it, and then you got to find out that fish in there. And if there's other ponds around, especially, or other places to go, you don't want to waste time. So you want to cover water. You know, so you want to cover water. So take a rod or two, you know, depending on the time of the year. Like today, for an example, because we're in a little after, you know, we're in July. It's hot. Top water bites should be on. So I'm going to carry me a couple top water lures around this pond, and 2 rods with top water. Hey, got mosquitoes. I'm going to frog, and I'm not sure what else I'm going to. So I'm going to try this frog, and I may try poplar, and just do top water around this pond and see what I can come up with. And just try to cover water. Cast. I might just throw the frog, just depending. But probably just gonna throw the frog now that I think about it. But I'll take the other with me if I start seeing any kind of fish moving around, chasing other fish, or any kind of, you know, activity. Then I may switch up and throw that poplar on it, because I got a little surprise on that thing. But anyway, I hope these little tips and points help you a little bit today about pond fishing. There's a lot more to come, I can promise you. A lot more information and details. I'll, you know, take some time to go over lures and different things to use in ponds, and how to find ponds and what to look for. Just always remember to ask permission to fish the pond if it's on somebody's property. Don't want to get in trouble. Like to keep it real. It's Scott Paysour, keeping it real bass fishing. Enjoy the day. Hope you enjoyed the channel, the content. Hit that like button, let me know, and we'll talk to you again. Have a great day.